what is the power of no-code AI? You don't need any programmatic skills. You are able to build the workflows just with visual elements. So, what is N8N? Think of it as like a Lego, a lot of Lego pieces that you put together to form a workflow. AI agents can do multiple things like automate complex workflows, process unstructured data at scale, generate insights with minimal human interventions, create continuous monitoring and reporting. If you've been applying and hearing nothing back, it's not just you. Even great engineers with incomplete resumes get filtered out by recruiter algorithms. Interview Kickstart's free resume analyzer helps you fight back with personalized feedback, in-depth gap report that tells you exactly what to improve, and the roadmap to get to your full salary potential. Do this before you apply anywhere else. It's free, and it could be the difference between rejection and your next Faang interview. Click the link and upload your resume now. Hello everyone, welcome to the Masterclass of for IK. Today we are going to learn more around automating with N8N, and here's the presentation. So what is N8N? So what we are going to learn today is introduction to AI agents, the power of no-code AI, introduction to N8N, N8N deep dive, and a live demo of the hook. So about me, hi, my name is Jinal Shah. I've done my master's from NY in 2012, and I've worked at Airbnb. I'm currently working at Airbnb as a senior data engineer and have worked at Meta, Microsoft, WeWork. I have more than 12 years of experience in data engineering, in automation, in backend engineering. If you're liking this video, you will love what I have to say next. The 14-week Agentic AI program at Interview Kickstart helps engineers build real career-ready skills. You'll work on 2 live projects with Faang instructors and leave with portfolio work that actually makes a difference in hiring. Over 20,000 tech professionals have already trained with Interview Kickstart, with many moving into roles paying upwards of $300,000. Want to learn more? Join the free upcoming webinar, ask questions, meet the instructors, and see if it's a fit. Not ready yet? No problem. Start with the Agentic AI building videos here on the YouTube channel. We recommend this one. Either way, the key is to just get started. And let's go ahead. Let's first understand what is an AI agent. So an AI agent, you can think of it as an automation system that perceives its environment, processes information, and based on the processing logic, takes actions to achieve the right goal. A very simple example of it is, think of you want to message everyone who has done some work yesterday to congratulate, who have completed their work yesterday to congratulate them. Now, here, what you can do is you have the environment where you are storing somewhere or some form in some system, and then you're basically getting that data or the trigger, processing it, saying, hey, as an agent, it is checking whether it was done or not, like whether the work was done or not, and then takes the necessary actions to send them the email saying, hey, congratulations, you did the work. Now, in doing so, let's say if you run the agent multiple times, you want to ensure that it does not send the same congratulations to the same people who have done the work yesterday if they have already got it. So that's where they store that data in some kind of memory to have the retention across interactions. And so environment can be like data imports, it could be APIs, it could be data files, databases, many other things. The brain is basically the AI models, the decision trees. The actions could be like sending an email, writing a report, sending a notification, saying, hey, congratulations. And the memory part is where it stores the information that is necessary for making sure that it is not duplicating the work again and again. So why build an AI agent? Every day you do a lot of work, and for that you use a lot of systems. Now, if you are able to automate some of the repetitive tasks that you have been doing, that would have been awesome, right? And you want to make sure that the task that you're doing, the repetitive task that you're doing, whoever is handling it knows what to do in different situation. They have their own logic, and once you give them the logic, they are able to do it on their own without much need of monitoring them. So that's where you have AI agents. AI agents can do multiple things like automate complex workflows, process unstructured data at scale, generate insights with minimal human interventions, create continuous monitoring and reporting. And these are some of the examples that the AI agent can do. And that's what we would be building in some form, basically. So what is the power of no code AI? Very big question, right? Like no code AI. We have heard of no code, low code, many such terms. What does that mean? That means that you don't need any programmatic skills. You are able to build the workflows just with visual elements. It is very efficient in rapid prototyping and iterations. Some environments actually give you enterprise ready deployments. Wow, right? It can do a lot of things for you. And some of the use cases, especially for business leaders, let's say for creating financial report and analysis, market intelligence, operation monitoring, customer insight, team performance tracking. These are all the things that they can do by automation, by using some of the low code, no code tools. And so for you, it could be like creating a task. Whenever someone sends you a Slack message saying, hey, create a task for that. It could be as simple as that also. So that's the power of no code AI, where you want to add intelligence to, you want to give an intelligence to a machine that is doing some work for you and making sure it is doing it in the right manner. It can learn from its mistakes and not in like, in the very, with minimal support, it can do all the work for you. And so let's dive into N8N. So what is N8N? N8N is an open source system. It's an open source fair code workflow automation platform that think of it as like a Lego, a lot of Lego pieces that you put together to form a workflow. It's very easy to do. The UI is very easy to have a drag and drop interface. We'll go through that. We'll go through that. I switched to the demo. I am 100% sure you would love it. So anytime here it says like, okay, hey, it is open source and fair code. What does that mean? So that would mean that it is written in Node.js. And so if you are a developer and you want to have the system up and running without paying anything, you can actually do that. You can run it locally. You can run it for your production systems and don't have to pay anything. So, and if you want to add more and more features to it, you can definitely do that, expand it, make it integrate into your own system, and you can do it with a very easy way of just like running an instance of N8N. Low code, no code. So N8N was built with the mindset of making sure that it can be used by a variety of users, including developers as well as non-developers. So even the non-technical people can actually use it very easily. It's very straightforward. It requires some learning on coding, but not too much. And you can learn it while you are utilizing the tool. There are many templates out there that you can even utilize even without like not running the code and those kind of things. Workflow automation. So like I said, like N8N is a workflow automation platform. What it does is like it will automate some of the workflows that we have been talking about since the start of the session, that how you can automate different things like sending an email or creating a report and those kind of things. You can do it with N8N using the workflow automation framework that it provides, the platform that it provides, and connect everything. N8N has a lot of N8N has a lot of components that it can connect to. It can connect to your Jira, it can connect to Slack, it can connect to CRMs, it can connect to emails, it can connect to a lot of different applications very easily. And if it is not able to connect, it's easy to create those connectors into the N8N platform. So that makes it a very powerful tool because now it has created an ecosystem of all the connections, and you just tell like, okay, hey, from here to here do this, here to here do this, and it does that. So let's deep dive into things. So like execution environment, front end. So what does N8N completely comprise, the architecture completely comprise of? There's a front end which is the visual element that you guys normally would be interacting with. There's a back end that stores the core logic of any of the workflows that you guys create, processing it, automations, automation scheduling, everything is done by the back, is stored in the backend. The execution environment is the platform which is basically executing each and every workflow based on different things. It could be like a trigger that, hey, every day at 8 o'clock in the morning, I want you to execute this. Then it will do that. Node modules, like these are reusable components. You connect different nodes and it will go, and the execution environment will go and execute it based on the backend logic that you have used using the front end to create the workflow. And the database layer is where everything is stored. It could be the workflow, the workflow JSON, the execution times, the execution, like if there are any errors or those kind of things. So it has the ledger of each and everything that is happening on the platform, and it stores everything. So like enterprise integration pattern, we are integrating. So with N8N, it is mainly for integrations. It integrates databases, file systems, API gateways, messaging queues. It also integrates messaging platforms and those kind of things. So what helps with this is it makes sure that your application is like, or the workflow is ready to execute right from day one without any error and without any without any limitations, basically. So let's deep dive into the demo. I know you have been waiting to understand what is N8N, and we'll now see the different demos of N8N. So this is what N8N, like when you log into N8N, basically like the, sorry. So this is where N8N is, like, as I said, like it is a workflow designer, a platform where you create your workflows and it will go and do the things for you. It has, as I said, like it has a lot of integrations, over 500. It could be for data, it could be for different things like task tracking or messaging. Um, and in order to get started, like let's click the get started, let's fill out all the things like register and everything. I've already done that. So go ahead, do that, do the registration, and then it will bring you to a UI like this, where we would be creating our first N8N workflow together. So once you are here, I'm assuming you are here. So I I actually created one, and this is the workflow, and this is what we are going to replicate today. You can see we are doing a lot of things here, and we would be executing this today. Make sense? So what is it? What we are trying to do today is we are going to automatically start tagging each and every Jira tasks that are being created. Okay, that sounds interesting. So, what are we tagging? How are we tagging? And what does tagging even mean? So, a tagging means that if I open this task, it says, just loading. Okay, yeah. So, it says, the task itself says that the app updates are slow. They're very slow. And there is a not, and the description says that there is a noticeable lag in the app that causes slowness in the dashboard. Okay. So here I've created a custom field called custom AI, and I've tagged it. So these are generated by AI, and you will soon know how it is getting generated. So it has taken all the keywords that is necessary to tag these tasks and understand. So let's say if I had to figure out around performance, how many such tasks of performance are there, it becomes very easy for me to get an overview of like, okay, yeah, is there a trend happening or something like that? But the first step is to tag the task. Here's the second example where like we're saying that we need to create a marketing campaign for Spain. Okay. So it says like, okay, campaign, marketing, new campaign and Spain. So it is capturing all the things differently. And here you have, in this task, we are creating a budget for our Greece trip. My wife wants to go there, so I chose Greece. And the AI did the tagging for budget, finance, planning, travel, which are all the keywords that you can see in the statement. Cool. So I know you are all anxious, and let's get started. What we'll need is a Jira token, an API token for Gemini AI, and a Slack channel. So I have gone and created a Slack channel, and I can show you, called AI tagging, where I'm sending a message to that after the execution. So I would suggest to create a channel, whatever you name it. I named it AI tagging, but whatever you can name it. And so let's start with Jira. So once you create an Atlassian account, you would come to this URL. This is where we create a token. So what is an API token? An API token is a token which it's basically a password for the system to recognize who is trying to do a transaction with the account. And these are not like financial transactions. These are mainly like, okay, if I'm updating a Jira ticket, or if there's a new Jira ticket going on, then it is listening to those Jira tickets. And so once you come to this URL, you can click create, name it something. Here there is an expiration date on which date the token would expire, and you can select up to a year to non-expire the token. But just for demo purposes, just use the exact date and just write like something AI demos, AI demo or something, and create it. The next screen that shows here, okay, I'll just use demo 4. Oh, yes, it's verify your identity. Sorry, let me just verify it. Well, it is taking security very seriously, and that's good. That's a good thing. And so you get this API token, you copy it and store it somewhere. You won't be able to recover this like the screen says. So store it somewhere. It's a big string of characters. Copy it, store it. We'll need it for the next steps. Sorry. So let me create a new workflow. And so the first step is trigger. Sorry. So trigger. So for Jira on issue create. So we would be using on issue create. Here it says add the token. Here you would add the email address and you would add the token that we created. Whatever domain you have, which in my case it is this referenceai.atlassian.net. You just copy that here and you click you allow all HTTP requests and you click save save. So for me, AI, if I do this, sure, give me that and then save. So this would tell you whether it is able to connect or not. And then you just, if it is not able to connect, it actually tells you that there's a failure. Check your credentials. So sometimes what happens is this might not work. And so you want to make sure that if for any reason it does not work, then just go to demo 5 and then just create a new one and then give you the token, copy it. Sorry. So, oh, okay. Now it works. It's connected successfully. So whenever the issue is created, then execute. So now you can see it is listening. So basically it wants you to create an issue. So let's say record demo for the Masterclass and we'll just do that and then we'll save and okay, cool. So so if that happens, like it is technically a little bit time sensitive. So you want to create it faster so that it listens. And here you can see that it has listened. It has the issue that we just created. Yeah. So see, record a demo for Masterclass. Okay, cool. So this is working. Yay. So this is working. So we have this. Now what? Now we need to capture the workflow, capture the data that we would need. And that data is, so what we do is we call edit fields, and you can see it has all the fields here. But we need to put in, the JSON format here, and it will look something like this. So what it will do is, okay, just 1 minute, what happened here? Okay, so edit feed should do that, but it's not doing it for some reason. So if you don't want to do that, you can always do this and you can add the fields in that way. So you want to add the issue key, and then so this node was executed. And there is an item. Oh, yeah. Okay. So it should be expressions and not fixed. So what is the difference? A fixed is where it's a fixed value. There is no way to change it or nothing to change it. Expression is where like you can have dynamic values where you want to get data from here to the next step. You want to make sure that it is passing correctly. And so here it is using an expression which says like, okay, from the JSON data that I got, I want to issue the, like, I want to have the issue inside the issue, whatever the key is, I want to have that. Similarly here for field summary, for field for description, and then, and which is here. So this is the description, and there would be a summary. Yeah, that's a summary, and we are capturing it, passing it. So that should give us most of the things. Okay, cool. So we are good here, and so now we have the key, and so we are now going to pass the description to the AI to help us generate those tags that we were talking about. And in order to do that, you need to create an API key. So you would go to aistudio.google.com and then create a key, like name it and choose the project, and it will generate something like this. You can always copy the API key. Let's do that. Let's see what we have here. So we are gonna do, and so this is Google Gemini. You can do a lot of things like analyze audio, transcript a recording, analyze document, upload a file. So as I said, like you can do a lot of things, but let's enter the credentials, like it is already given. The API key, like I said, from the previous step, we would be getting it here, and we want to check. Okay, yeah, it is working. So you would you would query the model. I'm just using Flash rather than from the list of models. You can select a lot of things. I'm just using Flash because I don't want to take up too much time. And then here is the expression. So here is where we would tell the AI model that okay, how we want to have the how we want the data. So we, as I said, like this is the prompt that we are passing. So we are basically telling the AI that, hey, you are expert issue categorizer. Read the Jira issue and provide us with 5 relevant short, comma separated tags. If no tags are clear, respond with untag. And there is an example issues that we have given. And here we have, as you can see, here we are passing the summary and the description. So if I execute this, basically this is what I get in JSON. So it says demo, recording, masterclass, N8N content creation. So that's what we are technically doing. We're creating this content. I'm creating this content for you guys to watch it, and which is true. It was not mentioned here, but I understood that that's the intent for this video. And so we have this. Cool. We are gonna add another. We are gonna add this. So what we are trying to do is pass along these values to the next step. And in order to do that, we utilize this node. We utilize this node to do this. Okay. And so we are saying we would do this, we would, and this is what it will generate. If you execute it, this is what it will generate. Okay, yeah, cool. So we got these, and then we are now here. Okay, cool. So if it generates this, then don't do that. Like create a new one, and from the model message, we want to extract. We want to extract the tags from there. And so what we do is we are going to extract it, and here's the code for it. And so we have this code which is extracting from there. So we have this, and then cool. So this is extracted. So we have AI suggestions all the way here. Cool. Now we did this. We have most of the things. Now we need to go and update the Jira. And in order to do that, we would use something called merge first, because we are going to merge two things. One is So we are gonna merge this. Okay. So we are gonna merge two of them into here. And the second one would be this one. So we would be merging this and this together. We would be executing this step. So you can see we are getting the data from both the steps into here. So why are we doing this? We want to make sure that we have everything in one place. And so we write the code. And so we write this code, which would go and merge these two into one entity so that we can send it to the Jira to update the. And so if you look at it, okay. So this, okay, I know how to. And so yeah, I want to make sure that they in the reverse order, because we are taking the first JSON, which is the this, and then updating this suggested tags with this. So that's how we have all of that. Cool. So we have this now. We are almost ready to update. So we would go and update an issue. Now we already have the connection. Now we are gonna update the issue. And here you want to put it as expression. So you get this, and then you can see like how it is showing me different things. Here I already have a custom field, so it will let me see it. Custom AI. And then here you put the value as fixed, JSON, get execute. And so you can see this is executed. Now, how do we know it is actually working? We can look at here. Okay, we have the tags. Cool. Oops. Sorry. Now we know. Let me close this. So we have this. Cool. Now, like I said, like we have to do one more thing. We want to update Slack. And so we have to send a message to Slack. This is more on, so you just connect the account and it will show you, okay, hey, and then just allow it. So the connection is established. And so you can select to user also. But since I'm sending it to a channel, I want to send a simple message. I want to send a block. Can be with a simple message can be with formatting and everything. So let's think of what we want to send. We want to send that, okay, yeah. And this channel is for us to monitor, to see what kind of tags we are sending. And so I have this message which says like, okay, new Jira issue tagged by AI. We have the issue link and the issue key, the summary, the suggested tags. And if you look at it here, we are joining them and making them again comma separated. And all we do is, okay, hey, we actually have, okay, let's see if Slack is able to. So if I actually go to my workspace and I go to AI tagging, so yes, we have the Kanban board created and it is linking. So you can always go from there, and that's how it is. So it's that simple. Cool. So now since we have created the base version, we want to make sure that we are able to like only have certain tags. There is a very simple way of doing this is going back to model and updating the prompt accordingly. So if you want a certain keywords should not be there or certain negative words should not be there by any chance, those kind of things, then you go and update this prompt which says like, okay, hey, don't use words like marketing or don't use words like demo or something like that for tagging. And it will not use those kind of tags more and more. So this will make sure that you are only having tags that are relevant. So if you are like working on a team and then you want to make sure that tagging only applies to certain components of the team that the team is handling, and it will like classify them accordingly, then you can always say that, hey, choose from these kind of tags for the tasks, make sure that they're there, and then provide these examples here. In this way, what you would do is you would be able to tell the AI to make sure that it is only able to tag those things which you want, and you are able to classify much more easy. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, and so this is all we have for the demo today. Yeah, would love to have your feedback on how it was. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoyed teaching you this. And thank you. Thank you so much for attending the class. And I look forward to having such sharing my knowledge with such more classes. Thank you. Thank you all. Take care. Bye.